Okay, there we go. All right, so just meet me in your cat cow stretch to start, and we'll chat, and I'll update you. But we were super delayed. We actually lost like a day because the weather was bad in Tampa and JFK, so they grounded all the flights there. Go ahead and in that cat cow, let belly button fall towards the mat, and then as you exhale, really think about exaggerating that tuck of your tailbone. I just want you to really start to set that intention here, waking up that body. And long story short, I met someone in the Delta Lounge and they took my phone by accident right before my flight left. Can't make this up. In about 10 seconds, you're going to step back into your first plank, but I want you to come into a forearm plank in 5. Good. In 4, 3, 2, walk down to your forearms and then hit that first plank. Take a big inhale here. You know, I love this cue. Think about pulling those elbows towards your toes. You should feel the difference right from the start. You are here for a minute, so I need you to focus on your breathing while you listen to me chat. Press forearms into the mat, thinking about those shoulders coming away from your ears. The nice thing is I bought a new phone purposely for the trip. So a friend was able to, like, within a 30-minute window, bring me my old phone. I had to go back out through security, get the phone. I thought it was stolen at this point. 30-second mark right here. Once we landed, this gentleman that I had met found my friend on Instagram, had another friend message. So when I went back to JFK coming through, you've got 15 seconds, and then you're going to go into that child's pose, and we'll be out of our warm up in 10 seconds. I stayed in New York for a night and went on a date. Final 8 and 7. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Good. Press back, open knees up nice and wide. So you know me, I'm full of good stories. As you find this child's pose, we're actually going to start standing. I have one change before we get all the way up, and then I'm going to really try to get into legs standing before we come back down. So anything you need to stretch, find it here. I want 30 seconds of push-ups, but I want to push up into a downward dog for you to stretch out those feet in about 5 seconds. So set yourself up. I want you to just come all the way down on the 2 count. As you press yourself up, I do want you to lift your hips for me. You've got 30 seconds here. So it's a push-up into that downward dog. Pedal out your feet, take a moment here. You're not rushing. I just want you to make sure everything is awake for me. You've got about 15 seconds to go. Not my person, but it was still nice to be in New York for, 24 hours before I came home and with a new phone. You've got 10 seconds here. If you can finish it out, just give me about 2 more push-ups before you lift those hips all the way up. We'll walk hands into feet in 5, feet into hands in 4, 3, 2, and then you're going to meet me with those hands in towards those feet. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to the top, and then I want you to just open those feet to about hip width distance, a little bit wider. Heels are in, toes are out. You have 3 changes. We're going to go through it 2 rounds. I know that some of you have your bands. You're welcome to put your band above your knees if you want to make a quick transition, and then you'll take it off after this. Slow and controlled here. So you're going to give me 1 body weight squat, and then you stand, squeeze your glutes at the top. 1 body weight squat, really big squeeze of your glutes. I want these slow. You have 2 rounds in these 3 changes. You're going to get warm. Your heart rate's going to come up. I want you to focus on your form here. So weight is going to be in your heels as your toes point to about 11 and 1. As you drive your seat down, I want you to think, is your chest lifted? Are your shoulders relaxed? And as you press that floor away from you to stand, knees are going to press apart. I need you to squeeze your glutes at the top. No thrust, just that big squeeze. In 10 seconds, you are going to just stay at the bottom in some pulses for me. Pulses at the bottom. And you're going to take your time. I don't care if it's even at that halfway point. I just want you to focus on the pulse in 3 and 2. Now stay low on this next one. It's almost like you're not moving. You're just squeezing and releasing. It's a contraction and a release. I don't need you at your lowest point. I need you at a challenge point. Think about the weights coming into your heels here. Toes should be able to wiggle. I want you to stay low. Jay, open feet up an inch wider just so I can bring it into the back of your legs. Yes, perfect. You have 10 seconds here. We're going to put these 2 movements together. It's 3 pulses at the bottom. You get to stand up. I'd like the heel lift at the top. If your ankles are feeling strong, you've got 5 seconds here. 4 and 3. Good. In 2, you come all the way up. You add a heel lift. You come back down. 2, 3, big lift and squeeze. Again, don't feel like you have to rush it. I want you to take your time at that heel lift at the top. feeling like those calves are waking themselves up, big squeeze, and then you lower your heels, reset. So as you come into that full range movement, you can either give me that Superman with those arms, really big squeeze of your triceps. You have 15 seconds here. We don't break, we go right back into it. It's just that full range body weight squat to start. In 8 seconds, we are just back to that normal full range body squat. I want you to really, or body weight squat, I should say, really think about form and where are you squeezing. In 5, in 4, regular squat. In 3, get rid of that heel lift and pulse. In 2, squat down, lift and squeeze. Foundational movement here. Squat down, lift and squeeze. What can you change the second round through? Do you want your feet a little bit wider? As you come down into that squat, are you pressing your knees apart as you stand? Big squeeze at the top. Because you're advanced, think about, can I squeeze from my center booty right here, lower all the way down, and then you come back to the top. Can you imagine if this was like a podcast class and I was just telling like dating stories while I taught you bar? I feel like that could also be kind of exciting. Brittany and I do want to, start our own podcast with the stories we could tell you from these type of trips. Lower all the way down, lift and squeeze. 10 seconds here. I need you at the bottom. You're just going to hold for me this round. I'll tell you when to pulse in 5, 4, good, 3, and 2. Hold at the bottom right here. Hold at the bottom. Okay, now think about what you're doing. Take the big inhale. As you exhale, can you sink just a centimeter lower? Can you press those knees apart for me? Bring the weight into your heels. In 15 seconds, you stand. I want you to stay low. I want the 3 pulses first before you stand and give me that heel lift. Hold on to it. Do not come up. I want you to give me 1 more centimeter down because you can. Fine. Yes. And that was 2 inches. So we know you had it. Good. In 5 seconds, it's 3 pulses and then you stand. You've got 3 and 2 pulse. 3, 2, 1, big stand and squeeze. Yep, there it is. That's when you want to take the break. I need you to just finish this change out right here. Legs should be nice and warm. As you're finishing this, it's that full range with a heel lift, 3 pulses at the bottom. You are going to just turn for me unless you can stay where you are on your mats, depending on how you're setting up, because we're going into that side lunge to the right side only in about 15 seconds. Stay here. You're going to give me a right side lunge, and then you'll step together for me, or you'll add in that knee lift fairly quickly here. In 5 and 4, if you need to turn, you'll turn for me. In 3, meet me at the top. In 2, on 1, you're just going to turn that body or stay right where you are. You step out with that right leg, and then you step together. Find your balance first. Step out with that right leg, step together. I'm fine with the knee lift here. You're going to move a little bit faster if you ditch the knee lift. So it depends how you're feeling. If you want to stabilize on that left leg and get that left glute involved. I want you to think to yourself right here, as you step out into that right side, big step out all the way, and then you step together for me. So all 10 toes face forward here. I want you to think about almost pressing from your pinky toes, that outside part of your leg. I really want you to find the squeeze and that nice side booty. You're going to stay in those pulses for me. Think about what you did in your squat, all foundational until we put everything together. You're staying out nice and long in that side lunge pulses only. In 3, on this next one, both of you stay out there. 2, everyone stay out, hold, up an inch, down an inch. Here's where you've got to find your squeeze. Now think about what your upper body is doing here. You are lifted up. You can even reach out if you want to make sure that your chest doesn't start to fall forward. The only reason I love prayer position, because I press my palms together and keep those elbows wide. You are squeezing from that corner pocket of your booty, Squeeze up an inch, down an inch. We are going to add together, similar to your squat, 1 full range, 3 pulses down. Stay in your pulses for 8, stay in your pulses in 7. You only do this on one side. It's not that 2 times through like your squats. In 3, put it together. In 2, I don't want a knee lift. Step together and then get right back out there for those pulses. Don't worry about your knee lift. I'd rather you get more rounds in than give me the knee lift with the hold here. It's 30 seconds. You're about 10 seconds into it. Nice and controlled here. Nice and controlled. We are staying on this side. It turns into a curtsy lunge. Just that tap back for me. You have 3 changes before we switch sides in about 10 seconds. So stay here for 10 more seconds. That full range movement, 3 pulses down. You need me standing. We're going into a curtsy lunge, a plain curtsy lunge, nothing exciting. In 5, in 4, right knee comes behind that left ankle. In 2, on 1, you tap down, stand, lower with intention, stand, squeeze, drive through that left heel, step together. knee comes down, lift and squeeze. I'm cueing this faster than I normally would. Last change right here, you go into a hold to finish it out. Hold, a pulse and holds. I'm lying to you. Pulse and holds to finish it out. But I want you to think as you drive that right knee down behind that left ankle, can you drive through left ankle to stand back at the top? Meet me in pulses. You're out in less than 45 seconds of this side, so I want you to really breathe through it. Your pulses in 3, stand up one more time, in 2, come down and pulse for me. It's slow and controlled. You pray through this. Yes, form looks beautiful. Now hinge just an inch forward, just so I can bring it into that front. Yep, there it is. You have 15 seconds. Now think right here, you're gonna start to wanna bounce. I want you to think, am I squeezing and releasing? Because we get excited and you're like, yes, I'm killing this. I could stay in this forever. You have a hold for me. You're both gonna reach those arms out long and strong for me in the hold in 5 and 4, good, 3 and 2. Can you reach your arms out long for me? Soften your shoulders, yes. Now sink down that last inch and reach. Hold here. You have 15 seconds. You stand for me. We go right into that left side. There's no break. If you need the sip of water, you'll take it. 8 seconds here. 7, 6, good. 5 and 4. You stand in 3. You stand in 2, 1, rest. Legs get a nice little punch. Sorry, we're just flowing right through today. Left side moves. You step out into that side lunge. You'll give me the knee lift because we started with that knee lift, I believe, from everything I saw. Knee lift comes up, and then you step out. Slow yourself down here. Your heart rate just came up. I want you to reset on this side. Now, if you're giving me that knee lift, that knee has to come up to hip height. Drive that knee up, squeeze your right cheek for me. When you step out into that side lunge, all 10 toes face forward. Jay, those look great. And your chest is proud here. As you step out, I want you to press through those pinky toes as you come back up to the top. About 10 seconds here, you're in those pulses. What I want you to think about in this full range movement, you're gonna wanna start to hinge forward more. Chest is proud here, you're breathing. We're in pulses in 5, stay out nice and strong in 3. Everyone stands. 2, now step out and hold for me. Focus on your pulses. Your palms can come together. If you prefer the reach, you can. You can also put your hands behind your head, but I need you to pulse only by squeezing your glute, just like if we were on the floor. Squeeze, release, pressing through that pinky toe. 15 seconds here. We put the 2 movements together. You're going to ditch the knee lift because I want 3 pulses, and then I want you to stand with those legs together. Stay wide and controlled, long and strong in 5 and 4. Put it together in 3 and 2 and 1, all the way up. And then you give me 3 pulses at the bottom of that range. We're just waking up everything in those legs. Think about how we're rounding through. You have outer thigh here, inner thigh, and then we get that center booty. As you pulse, can you think to yourself, little squeeze, 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 and then you press up, exhale, bringing those feet together for me. You have this. You have 15 seconds here. You stand for me in that 15 seconds, and we go right into that left side curtsy lunge. Left side curtsy lunge. I want you to kind of ditch that knee lift because I don't want you to take too long here. I want you to really fire them out in 5 and 4, reset in 3, stand up in 2. You stand all the way up for me here. You are going to tap left knee right behind that right ankle and you stand lower. Stand, squeeze. You can still get that squeeze in that right cheek. I just want you to move with a little bit more power here as those legs get warm. You know you have 2 changes left. You have pulse as a hold. I'm going to put you into a second position hold to finish it out before we take a tiny break and move on to the next series. Lots of warmth here as we got those legs working for us. I want you to think here in this full range movement. Watch your knee. Just bring it right behind that ankle. It doesn't have to go super far to the side. Let that left knee go right behind that right ankle. That's all you need to do. We pulse in 3, we pulse in 2, hold it back. Here we go. Heart rates came up a little here on purpose. Reset. Focus on the squeeze instead of the bounce. Form looks really nice. Shoulders look great. You have that strong pulse here. Weight is in that front heel. A hint of a hinge forward just because we want to bring it right into the front of that leg. In 15 seconds, you hold for me. This is where I'm going to want that reach out in front of you. Strong chest. Proud, proud, proud. In 10, in 9, you hold in 8. Keep pulsing. Here's where I want it to burn. 6 and 5, you hold in 4. Final 3 and 2, 1. Freeze. Modification palms can come together. I'd like you to reach for me. Yes. Now take a big inhale. As you're breathing through this, the weight is in your heel. Where can you contract and squeeze? Are your abs engaged? Pull belly button to spine. Relax your shoulders here. You have 15 seconds. You're going to stand up. You're going to give those legs a little punch. I need you in a second position. Hold in 5, in 4, stand in 3, in 2. You stand up. Legs get a little bit of a punch. You open up nice and wide. Heels come in, toes come out. You sink down nice and low, and you just get comfy and hold for me. I need you to think about every place in that body you can contract. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, shoulders release, but your core, it tightens. Belly button pulls in towards that spine. Contract through your core. Now, legs are a little bit fatigued, so as you press those knees open wide, it's this final 30 seconds of work right here. You're going to take a break. You'll meet me at the back of your mat. We're going to go back into those push-ups and that downward dog. I'm going to let you take a sip of water first. You have 15 seconds, so here's what I need from you. Take one more big inhale. Can you sink down a centimeter? This is advanced group, so we're going to lift that right heel. You're going to lift your left heel. Yes, you're going to give me 10 seconds here. 9, big inhale. Breathe through this. 7, and you rest. 6, try to find the shakes. Try to push past that point where you know that you can hold on to it. And 5, you rest. In 4, 3, 2, 1, heels down, stand. Beautiful. Legs get a break. Take a big sip of water here. We're going to head back down to that mat, and I want you to meet me at the back. You're going to walk yourself out into your plank. We go right into those push-ups, into that downward dog. I'd like you to try to stay on your toes because I've seen you in action. You press all the way up, and then you find that downward dog. If you need to, you come onto those knees, you press up, and then you press back. This is slow. This is slow. This is not meant for you to rush right here. I want you to think to yourself, you're giving your legs a little bit of a stretch, but we're going into some arms. Big inhale here and that exhale. You've got it. I have you here for 3 changes. Anybody with wrist issues, you need to take a break. You're going to take it when you need it. You are going to meet me in a high plank for shoulder taps in 10 seconds. Take your time. If it's too much, you can go into your forearm plank and hold if your wrists need a break. I need you to go into shoulder taps in 5. You can do this 4, shoulder taps in 3. Yes, these push-ups look good. Everybody hold and go into your taps. Here's what I need you to think about in your taps. You're going to want to fly through these. I need you to think about the contraction happening in your belly. You have 1 change left here. You can stand your hands for it. I'm going to cue you to stand your hands. If you need to go down to your forearms, you're welcome to. In 15 seconds, you have plank jacks to finish it out. Option to walk out, out, in, or option to jump in 5 seconds. Good. 4. Jay, I love to give you a little cardio, but I haven't seen you in weeks because I haven't been on. 3. Good. 2, plank jacks to finish it out, or you can walk your feet out and in. It's out, out, in, or jump in and out and in and out right here. Good. 15 seconds. You have this. You're going to drop to your knees into your all 4 position. Keep your hands where they are in final 10, 9. Finish nice and strong. Don't quit right here. It's 8, 7, 6, and 5. Final 4, 3, 2, knees come down, shoulders right over those wrists. You're going to press your forearms onto the mat, lift and squeeze. Notice your butt doesn't move. You press forearms onto the mat and then you lift them up. This is all coming from your triceps and your shoulders. Squeeze. Notice we went right into your arms. You started in those push-ups. You hit those shoulder taps to keep those abs engaged, right into those plank jacks. Now your forearms come down. You press up. What's going to happen here? Open those knees apart so you're in that all 4 for me. You're going to feel the difference. If you walk your hands in a little bit further, it's going to get a little shakier in those arms. You have 10 seconds here. You'll meet me in that all 4 position. You're doing great. In 5, 4, 3, beautiful, 2, on 1, come back to that all 4. No prop. I know you don't have any props. You're going to lift that right arm up for me. If you need to come onto that fist on that left side or press your left hand in to that quad, you can. I want that arm up nice and high. No prop on purpose here. From here, little bend and extend, little bend and extend. Can you contract through that tricep? Can you get it warm without a prop here? It's a tiny bend and extend. If your hand is on that hip, I know you've got to lift that arm a little bit higher to really feel it. It's slow and controlled. Trust me here. I promise I'll get it warm. You have 10, 9, and 8. Good. 7. Hold on to it. 6 and 5. You've got 4 and 3. We switch arms in 2 on 1. Bring right arm down, left arm lifts, little bend and extend, little bend and extend. You're going into that second set, or third set, I should say, of push-ups. After this, hold on to it. It's a tricep push-up. You're used to me cueing that regular push-up. Keep bending and pressing. Left side now, belly button pulls in. It is so tight. When you contract that, you squeeze your tricep as much as you can. Pull belly button in 5 seconds, second round in those push-ups on this series. You've got 5 and 4, 3 and 2. Hold at the top, walk your hands out, find that modified position here for me because it's a tricep push-up. You're gonna bring your forearms right past your rib cage. Exhale, press up. Can you give me a 3 count down here? Exhale, press to the top. Your arms should be shaky. Trust your body right here. You have it. Big inhale, big exhale. Try to go slow to go down. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, press all the way up. Can you give me 3 more? And I'm going to give you a tiny break. 3 more. Yes, really, really strong. Only 2 to go, so you have this. Control as you go down. You will have 1 more after this. You're going to meet me at the bottom for a 5-second hold. And 3, meet me at the bottom. And 2, meet me at the bottom right here. Hold for 5. You rest in 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back. Come right onto your left side for me. It was like, wait, where are my weights? Do I need them? Nope. Nope, you don't. You do not. I want you to lay all the way down. It's been a hot second since we've done this, but I figured I'd bring them back because I knew you guys would be on this morning. A little bit different in a setup. You're laying on your left side for me, left side. You're going to take that right hand. You're going to press it right by your shoulder. Your bottom arm can either hold on like it's hugging you. Some people like to put it on the top. I like to tuck it right underneath. Give yourself a little love right here. You're going to take that arm and you're going to press your body all the way up and you come back down. My friends with wrist issues, if this is too much, grab your weights. You can give me tricep extensions. You can do whatever you need to do there, but I want you to give me 6 strong ones of these press ups. I'm just scoping form. Yes. Take the big exhale to help you get up there. All the way up. Yes. Give me 3 more right here. All the way down, nice and slow. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. You have it. You're just going to give me 2 more and you're going to rest this side. We're just going to roll right over that other side. Beautiful. 1 more, friends. You have it right there. Find the exhale. Press yourself all the way up. Come down and rest. It's like you just want to give yourself 2 hugs. Roll yourself over for me. Let's just knock out the 6 on the other side. And then we'll take a break in those arms. As you come onto the side, non-dominant side, it's gonna be harder. You are gonna take that arm out in front. That left arm, that right arm is gonna give you a hug. Now, before you do anything, can you take a big inhale, contract your abs. Take that hand, you press it all the way up, and then you lower with control. If you rush this, you're not gonna enjoy it like you can. If you take your time, obliques are working, abs are working, and you're so strong right here. Play around with where your hand is. We haven't done these in a while. I know I'm not there in person with you. Your hand right by that shoulder, further out, it's going to feel a little different than if you bring it in closer. I need 3 more from you. You get to come to your back after this and bring your knees into your chest. We hit those abs. So take the big inhale here. Trust your body. Exhale. Yes. I need 1 more from each of you. Yes, you're there. Nice and slow, Jay. Those look great. Perfect. All the way up. Thanks for fighting through that with your poor little wrist cord. Last one right here. Last one, last one, last one. All the way up. Beautiful. And then come to your back and rest. Knees come into your chest. A little bit of tricep work for you. Good. Take the sip of water if you need it. We're headed into abs. Knees come into your chest though. Let's just take a moment here. If you haven't taken a sip of water and you need it, you're going to take that sip of water and you're just going to take a big breath with me. Big inhale here. And that exhale. Pumped for some abs now. All right, as we flow through it, from here, take your feet for me to start and just bring them flat on your mat. Your hands are going to come behind your head. Take a big inhale. You're going to come up on a 2 count. You're going to reach right hand past left knee. Hand comes back behind your head.
left past that right knee, and then you're gonna give me 3 pulses at the top. I know it's a combo movement to start. You lower back down. Exhale, lift all the way up. You reach right hand past left knee, left hand past right, and then you give me 3 pulses right to the center, lower back down.
I'm just trying to get you really warm from the start. So we skipped two of the those foundational changes we'd normally do. It's still slow, so don't cheat yourself here. It's that big crunch to the top, shoulders stay above that mat. You're gonna reach right hand, you reach that left hand, you come back to center, and because you're gonna want to take that break is when you're gonna give me those 3 pulses to center. How high can you come up? Can you really reach that right hand past that left knee? Left hand past that right knee, getting your obliques nice and warm, pulsing
To center to make sure that those upper abs don't feel left out. You're going to give me one more right here. You reach to each side one more time, and then you come to center, 3 pulses, and you're just going to hold for me at the top. You're going to reach those arms towards your knees, and now you're going to float your legs to tabletop. Now you're going to flex your feet. You are going to drop those heels down, tap the mat, exhale, lift, and squeeze. Option to bring your hands back to your head if you need a little bit more love. These have to go slow. Exhale as you pull those legs back up. Inhale as you lower. Can you give me 15 more seconds? Is your lower back glued to the mat? You can do this. We have 10 seconds here. You're either reaching towards your heels as you tap down, or hands are behind your head for 5, 4, good, 3, hold at the top, and 2, on 1. From here, you're gonna point through your toes, glue those legs together. You reach out into that nice little banana, long hollow body hold, reach your hands toward your ankles. You're reaching in opposition, and then you reach your hands, bring your knees back
in, almost like that suitcase crunch. If you can, head, neck, and shoulders are off of the mat. Lift head, neck, and shoulders up, advance it if you can. If you're not there, you stay right where you are. Good. Now exhale, reach. Beautiful. You have 10 seconds for me. You have this. Exhale, extend. Inhale, if you need to grab shins, you grab those shins. I need you to give me 2 more. You have time for it right here in 4, in 3, beautiful, in 2. Grab those shins, lower down for a second. Take a big inhale on the exhale. Legs come to tabletop, hands come back behind your head. Exhale, lift up, slow bicycle. We tap right elbow to left knee. We switch left elbow to right. As you twist through these bicycles, you are not rushing. I want it slow and controlled on purpose. I want you to think to yourself, can I get my elbow a little bit further past that knee? Can I lift head, neck, and shoulder up any higher? Big inhale here, big exhale. You fight for me as you twist. And now I want you to start speeding it up just for 10 seconds. Twist and twist. You go for 10 and 9. It's 8 and a rest. 7 and 6. Don't quit. Go 5 and 4. Final 3 and 2. 1. Rest. All the way down. Lower down. Take the big inhale here. On the exhale, press lower back into the mat. We've got one more set in these legs, arms, abs, before we go back to our legs. From here, I want you to extend your right leg long and your left leg. I'm going to hit lower abs a little bit and your obliques. Point through your toes to engage the top of your legs. Hands come behind your head. You're lifting all the way up in that crunch, and then you lower down with control. I want you to try to keep pointing through your toes if you can to engage the top of your legs. Exhale, big lift. Inhale, lower down. Good. Exhale, big lift. Inhale, lower down. You're going to stay at the top after this next one. Hold at the top in 3, in 2. Freeze for me. Now just pulse up an inch and down an inch. Up an inch and down an inch. Can you pull belly button in almost like you're trying to tuck that tailbone under as you're crunching right at the top, just lifting center of that belly, lower abs. You're back to full range. You're going to add a hover of that right and that left foot one at a time as you full range up, lower down. You hover left foot as you lift, lower down, hover right foot as you lift. It's just barely leaving that mat, enough for you to really feel some warmth there. Good. Exhale, lift, hover. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift, hover. Inhale, lower down. One more each side for me. One more each side. You come all the way down in 2, all the way down in 1. Reach hands up overhead for me. Point through those toes, alternating V-ups. Lower down with control. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Good. Lower down with control. Exhale, lift and squeeze. You're in those alternating V-ups. You're almost out of your abs. I want you to trust your body and breathe for me. You can do this. I have one change left in your abs. That's it. We go back to your legs. Take a big inhale for me. Exhale, lift and squeeze. You're out in 5. Last change in 4. You rest in 3 before we hit it in 2. On 1, lower down. Take a big inhale here. You're almost out of it. Option for arms. I want you to make that nice 90 above your head, like you're getting ready to run for me. Bring your legs so they're parallel with one another. Take a big inhale. You bring right elbow to that left knee. You lower down. You bring left to that right. It's that runner's crunch. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. You can go fast, you can go slow, but you are not going to stop. Trust your body and how strong you are here. Final 20 seconds. So if you can fight for this 20 seconds, I need you to do it. You're in a forearm plank to finish out abs in less than 15 seconds, and then you'll have 5 minutes of work. It's all in your legs. You can do this for me. Breathe. Final 5 seconds. Get up there. 4, 3, finish that other side. 2, on 1, everybody rolls up, forearm plank, last plank of class. Find it while you're tired. Find it while you're tired. Really light on arms today, I know, but we're just going to finish out legs and abs. Big inhale here for me. On the exhale, last little bit before I just finish out those legs. Can you press into your forearms just like you did to kick it off? Think to yourself, is there a way for you to close that space, pull elbows towards your toes? I know it's more of a thought process than an actual movement, but I want you to think, where can I contract? That was a tough ab series in case you weren't sure. I'll confirm for you. Pull belly button in towards your spine and breathe. 20 seconds right here. You're dropping your knees. You're going to stay on your forearms, and we're going to finish 3 changes really each side in your legs, and you'll be out of here. You have 10 seconds. Take one more big inhale for me. Perfect. You've got 8 and 7. Shoulders look great, Jace. 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2. Knees come down. I know you want to stretch. Oh, you don't have time. You just got to stay warm. Now, everybody take a big inhale here for me. Shoulders are right over top of those elbows. I want you to extend your right leg back, and then I want you to lift it up for me. You're going to take your left hand here. Your left hand can either come to your shoulder, but I'd really like it to press into that left quad. It's 3 changes. If you can find that balance while I look around, press into your quad and start to pulse it up. What I need you to think about here is you're going to start to think about more of like the balance than where the squeeze is coming from. I need you to squeeze that right cheek like your life depends on it. You are welcome to bring that left hand back down, but keep challenging yourself here. It's 3 tiny movements. 3 tiny movements. You have 4 more pulses up. We go into a bend and press in 3. Yep, bend and press in 2. That little bend and press right here, a little bend and extend. But I need you to squeeze almost like you're holding on to it. Again, if your left hand is on that right shoulder, your elbow's not touching the mat. It's all about that balance and that core work. And that bend and press, you can do it. Or you're pressing into your quad. That's going to help you a little bit more with balance. Bend and press, yes, you can. Here is where you come into that final change. You're going to pulse it up an inch. Bend and press. It's 3 tiny changes. I need your leg to come up 1 inch higher. I'd rather you both put your forearms on if I can get a little bit more height in your leg, just to get into that center booty. You have 10 seconds here. It's a bend and press, and then a lift and squeeze. Bend and press. Lift and squeeze. Bend and press. Good. Lift and squeeze. 5 seconds. Put both hands down to feel the difference. Finish it out with both forearms pressing into the mat for 5 and 4. You have it. 3. Beautiful. 2 on 1. Bring that knee in. Extend that left leg for me. Long and strong. Point through that toe. You have the option now of putting right hand on that quad. Little pulse up an inch, down an inch. Now, you'd think that this side would be harder, but now you're stabilizing with your right leg. So it's actually nicer. I know it's confusing. 8 seconds here. Here's what I need you to think about. The height of your leg matters more than this balance. I'm giving you the advanced movement because I know you want the option. I do not care about the balance. I care about the height of that left leg. Squeeze your cheek as tight as you can. Go into your bend and press in 3, bend and press in 2, bend and extend. Tiny bend, and then you reach that toe like my hand is behind you, and if you touch it, you get $100. I need you to extend, squeeze through your quads, squeeze through that hamstring. 8 and 7. Yes, you can. 6. You can do it. 5. You're coming onto your back after this, so really breathe through it. 3 and 2. Now put it together. Up an inch, bend and press. Up an inch, bend and press. Yes, you can. 10 and 9. It's a quick transition onto your back. You meet me in a high bridge in 8, in 7. Beautiful. 6, in 5. Can you breathe for me? Little bend and press, lift, lift, lift. In 3, in 2, in 1. You rest, come down, come right onto your backs, knees. You're going to go into that high bridge. So heels are down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You know, you want to be able to reach and grab those heels. Walk heels in if you need to. And now you're lifting into that high bridge for me. Lift into that high bridge. Now take a big inhale. Extra challenge depending on what's going on in your ankles. I either want your heels driving down, toes lifted, or I want you to lift your heels up for me. If you want a little more into your thigh, then you're going to lift your heels up. If you want your hamstring, you're going to drive into those heels, lift your toes. Now take a big inhale and tuck your tailbone under for me. Yes. All right, Jay. So you're going to think about right here that heel height lifting up, pressing knees out just an inch. Great, Court. You've got it too. Drive that weight, wiggle those toes. Now, can you squeeze up an inch and down an inch? Final 30 seconds right here. So stay lifted, all about center booty to finish it out. I just want you to squeeze and release here. Squeeze and release. Hands lift up. They reach towards the ceiling if they're not there. Relax through your shoulders. You have 15 seconds of pulses and you're out of it. We stretch. You're there. I don't want you to think about thrusting. How tight can you squeeze from center booty, tucking it under? 8, 7, good. 6 and 5. You've got 4 and 3. Last 2, you made it. Rest. Bring your knees into your chest for me and find that rock from side to side. I really want you to think either about a happy baby here, opening those hips up. You did a lot of lunges and squats and finishing that bridge. So the hips are going to be tired. In about 15 seconds when we cut off, you're still going to stretch. Take one more big inhale here for me as you hug knees into your chest. You'll rock yourself up to seated position. I know you'll continue the stretch. We're going to finish with hands reaching up towards that ceiling. Gaze goes all the way up. Palms are going to come together. And then as you bring those hands to heart center, take a big inhale and get pumped up to see me on Thursday because we're going to dive more into arms. Have a great